Hey guys, welcome to Top Table Gaming. Today we're going to be reviewing some of the evil Legendary Legions from War in Rohan. Hey guys, welcome to Top Table Gaming. You're here with your host Top Table Ben, and today I have got a special guest with me. Kalman! So you may have seen Kalman in a previous video, so it depends on what order I decide to put all these out. Yeah, Kalman's spending the day with me. We've done some battle reports, or we're going to do a battle report, and we've done another video as well. But as I said in the intro, today we are going to be looking at some of the Legendary Legions from War in Rohan. So I've already covered off the Fangorn one, the Fangorn kind of army list.
With the new heroes.
Yeah, with the new heroes, which are really, really cool. We've already done the Dunland one, and we've already done the good one. So this time we are moving on to Evil and all the kind of the Uruk-hai kind of based ones, or the Isengard based ones, shall we say. Yeah. So should we jump straight in and take a look at Oakland Scouts?
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. So Oakland Scouts, this was just to kind of represent in the films where Ugluk and the orcs are kind of on the edges of Fangorn.
Yeah.
Just before the Eomer and his Aerid come and take them all out, and Grishnak follows Merry and Pippin into Fangorn Forest. So let's have a look at the army composition first. Do you want to read through what we've got available in this army?
Yeah, sweet. So you've got your four main heroes now. I forgot about Schneider. From the actual scenes, you've got Ugluk, Mahur, Grishnak, and the new guy called Schneider.
Yeah.
One main thing about these is that I think it's that, isn't it? Now that we get Mahur,
yeah,
you don't have to pay for that bonus with the Uruk-hai, which is amazing.
Absolutely. Which we'll cover the special rules off in a bit.
But you've got your two captains. You've got an Orc captain, Uruk-hai captain. Got an Uruk-hai drummer, just in case you need to go a bit quicker. And you've got your Uruk-hai scouts and Orc warriors.
Cool, excellent. So before we move on to kind of look at the rules, should we quickly have a look at the rules for Schneider? Because I think he is quite useful, or could be quite useful potentially. There we go. So Schneider is an orc captain. So this is the little weird looking guy, that the little kind of palish orc that
head goes flying off in the
that's
air.
The one that ugly kind of
it's back on the menu, boys.
That dude.
Yeah, that one.
So he is got movement 6, as you would expect from orcs. He's fight 4, strength 4, defense 5, 2 attacks, 2 wounds, and courage 3. He has got access to heroic challenge, and he has got some special rules. So what are they?
So you got the first one, a Servant of Mordor, and that just means that he can only lead orcs in his warband. He can't take a mix of orcs as well.
Yep. Next one is
Cunning Mind. Now this one is basically could be quite tactical. This one actually, he doesn't have to. Does it say may? Yeah, he can choose not to take part in a heroic action. So if you want to do a heroic move, charge some. Say if you're going to play Rohan or something like that, which is probably what you're going to play with this Legion. You can call it heroic combat, tag some that you know you're going to be able to stop them charging, you know you're going to get counter-charged, but then he can then counter-charge them.
Again, so essentially, Snarg can choose not to take part in a friendly hero's model's heroic action and still be able to act as normal later in the phase, even if by not participating as part of the heroic action, he would normally not be able to act that turn. Additionally, if Snarg chooses to participate in a friendly hero model's heroic action, he does not have to remain within a specific range of the hero.
I forgot that's really good.
So he's pretty good, isn't he?
Yeah.
I think as you say, when you're coming up against cavalry armies where you know you're going to get you charge in, you're going to get counter charge. It's great to be able to counter charge him.
Yeah.
Again, it is only him. It's not as though he can take a warband with him. It is only him, but actually, occasionally just having one model to be able to do that would be very, very useful.
Let's not forget though, he's only 50 points. He's got 3 might.
Yeah, exactly. So he's like a generic orc captain, but he's got an extra point of might. So he's very useful, and I think you would always kind of take him over a generic orc captain. I would say, just because the extra point of might in this army list. So let's go back and have a look.
Be interesting to see an actual model of him and not just his head that you normally.
Yes, exactly. So we have seen a model of him already, which is on the Ugluk model. So we've been through the army composition. There are some additional rules to this army list. An Ugluk Scouts Force must include Ugluk. Ugluk is always the army leader, which makes sense because it's Ugluk Scouts. Ugluk is like the second in command after Lurtz, I guess, isn't he? Because Lurtz gets taken out in the Fellowship.
But I believe in the book, because Lurtz is obviously a
made-up
character. Ugluk is the actual leader,
yes,
isn't he?
He is, only Orc hero models may lead Orc warrior models. And only Uruk-hai hero models may lead Uruk-hai warrior models, which makes sense as well. It's nice and thematic. Where this kind of really differentiates itself, though, is obviously the special rules, as with every Legendary Legion. So the first one is their pace is quickened. And what does that do?
So the pace quickened, as I did kind of shoot the gun before, it's when her special rule, you have to upgrade scouts for a point. Now I believe all Uruk-hai scouts get it for free. I'm not sure if the heroes get it though.
Yeah, they get it for free. Additionally, Ugluk, Uruk-hai scout captains and Uruk-hai drummers increase their move value to 8 inches.
The heroes get it.
So essentially, all the Uruk-hai in this army list are moving 8 inches, and you're not paying for the upgrade either.
Yeah. Do they have the woodland creature? Oh, that's the next one. I'm sure it's good. I was going to say because they get the woodland creature as well.
Yeah, absolutely. So,
they're running at it with a drum as well.
Yeah, exactly.
What's 11 inches a turn?
Yes, that's almost the same as cavalry, and they're on foot, and you're not really kind of paying for it, which is absolutely mad.
That's the one downside with scouts is they can get shot.
Yes,
because they're quite low defense, but 2 turns,
you're across the table.
Yeah,
which is amazing. As I said, make haste to Isengard. Friendly models gain the woodland creature special rule.
Yeah.
Which again means that, it can be quite useful. It's very situational to what board you're playing on, but you do occasionally see a few patches of difficult terrain. But I'm sure you like me, you've been in some games where you're playing and there's a patch of difficult terrain. Somebody's placed an objective in a patch of difficult terrain. You're like, I'm not even going to bother with that one because that one's too difficult to get to.
Bogged down in it, aren't you?
Yeah, but whereas this kind of negates that, and it gives you that a little bit more manoeuvrability. If you come up against an army that hasn't got this benefit, you can be through the patch of difficult terrain before they've even got a chance.
And you're going 8 inches through that terrain as well.
Or 11 inches.
Yeah, or 11. So especially if you need to get off the edge of the board and there's terrain in the way or there's an objective the other side of it.
Exactly.
You're not going around.
You're there. So that's really cool.
Yeah.
Next one is Animosity, and I think this is another one where it is really, really useful to this Legendary Legion.
Amazing, this one, yeah.
Friendly Orc models gain a bonus of +1 to wound in the fight phase if they are involved in the same fight as a friendly Uruk-hai model. Friendly Uruk-hai models gain a bonus of +1 to wound in the fight phase if they are involved in the same fight as a friendly Orc model. Very cool.
It is.
Very cool.
If you were to take 50-50 of Orcs and Uruk-hai, you've got a strength 4 basic troops with the Uruks with +1 to wound.
Yeah.
It's mad, actually.
It is.
It really is.
Even strength 3 with +1 to wound can be
very
useful as well. Don't get me wrong.
That's that rule. I think it's my favourite in all these books because it really is fluffy. It does show that the Uruks and the Orcs are trying to outdo each other.
Yes.
Like the Elves and the Dwarfs in Battle of Five Armies. It really is good.
Yeah.
The only issue I have with it is people are, what with the rule we just discussed about the 11-inch moving Uruks, you've got to be tempted to just run at your enemy.
Yes.
But to get that rule, you need the Orcs that are lagging behind.
Exactly, and I think
which I think balances it out.
It does, yeah, because you don't want to be running ahead because how many times you had it? That's somebody that's maybe a little bit more inexperienced has got some cavalry, and the first thing they do is charge straight at you because they think they want to get in your face straight away, and actually they're only committing 25% of their army or 50% of their army against your entire army.
Yeah.
That's not going to go too well.
And against this special rule, they're going to get cut down.
Exactly.
You've got your 5-4 in there as well from the Uruks.
Exactly, but I'm thinking more kind of charging your Uruks in, and like your Uruks will be if that's 50% of your army up against their full army.
True.
So I think that you've got to be sort of quite careful with this. Now, where it will be great is for grabbing objectives. You can send the odd one off here and there to do it.
You don't have to move 8. You can always move up to 8.
Move up to 8, exactly.
And a drummer might be actually really good for the Orcs.
Exactly. I don't know if can they take a drummer.
No, but I mean the Uruk-hai drummer would affect the Orcs. You can run up.
Does the drummer work for Orcs?
I think so.
Well,
weird.
We'd have to check that. I don't know whether it would just apply to Uruk-hai keyword, maybe.
Might be actually.
So we'll have to. It's worth having a look at that anyway. Yeah. But yeah, I think it can be quite a useful one. I think where potentially you could make a bit of a difference is you could almost use the Uruk-hai as like a hammer and anvil sort of thing. So if your opponent's got like a line, you'd send your Orcs kind of up to the front, and then you've got your Uruk-hai that kind of come around the sides because they've got that extra movement, and almost like you've got the Orc trapping them at the front, and then the Uruk-hai kind of behind. So then you're getting the +1 to wound.
True.
Both,
and trapped.
and trapped, and that's making use of the maneuverability of the scouts.
Yeah.
You know, it's going to take a lot of careful positioning, and obviously your opponent might do a few little things. They need to do things that aren't quite right, you know, for it to come off.
Yeah.
But I think that's a really good way of kind of using it. And if you come up against a shield wall, I think this might kind of struggle a little bit.
Yeah, so as we discussed in the early video, if you got strength 3 against defense 8,
yeah,
6s by 4s, but even +1, it's 5s by 3s. And if you've got the one thing where you're really missing on this army is you are gonna have 40 plus troops.
Yes, yeah, you are going to have a massive because I was trying to work out a 500 point list, and you know, with some of the big heroes in there, I was still kind of, you know, 30 plus.
Yeah, if you give Grisnak a shield,
yeah,
that's 130. Yeah, it's just over 200 points.
Yeah.
And you've got 4 heroes, that's 12 might.
Yeah, exactly. So you've got a lot of might. So
the rest is troops.
Yeah. So I think, you know, you've got the ability to, you know, you've got a real kind of massive ability here to move. You've got a lot of might. You've got a huge number of troops.
Yeah.
Plus you've got that +1. I think it is going to be down to positioning though, because as I say, I think if you go against, you know, 1-on-1 a lot of the time, you know, you're not going to come off pretty well. So I think you do need a banner in there, or at least a couple of banners, because you don't have, other than the orcs, you don't have the ability to spear support. But then you don't get the benefit of the +1. You have to be in base contact, not spear supporting. If you were spear supporting, I think this would be absolutely broken.
Yeah,
I think
the orcs in the back rank.
Amazing. But obviously that doesn't apply. So
you'll have that many models.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And as I say, I think, you know, if you move your orcs up kind of towards the middle, you get the Uruk-hai to flank them. You're trapping models. You're getting the +1 to wound, provided obviously you've got 1 on each.
Yep.
I think it can be quite deadly, this one.
It really can, and even saying that one about the Uruks could leave the orcs behind. I've just remembered, you've got cheap captains in there for Heroic March. Yeah, so the orcs are also going to be getting there straight away.
Well, they can move 9 inches essentially with a Heroic March, and absolutely. So I
think it's my favourite one in this book, this list.
Yeah,
I haven't seen anybody play it yet, but
no,
it'd be interesting.
It's something. As I say, I'm in the middle of painting up my scouts at the moment, specifically for this. So I'm really excited to see how this plays out.
Yeah,
would you be keen to take a drummer in there as well, or do you think there is plenty of movement in the move 8 already?
Depends if it affects the orcs.
Okay.
But then, for an extra 5 points of a drummer, you get an orc captain, and that's got the march for the orcs anyway. So it really depends on your play style. I personally would take a captain.
Yep.
Because for an extra 5 points, you've got 2 marches in there that I imagine is going to affect the Uruk-hai as well.
Yeah.
Even if I don't know if Ugluk, I imagine he does, and Maher have march as well.
I'm
pretty sure they do. But you're going to get in their face pretty quick anyway. So I'd rather, for 35 points for a drummer, take a banner, as you said. A banner's going to be much more beneficial.
Absolutely. Yeah, the banner, I think, you know, as I say, when you've only got, you know, 1 front rank really, because you can't spear support with Uruk-hai, I think you do need that banner definitely. So you'd probably take a banner over.
You want to get all your troops in there as quick as possible to maximise on that dice. As you said, no spear support, so you want to get as many in base contact. Yeah. And if they are in base contact. But even with big heroes, they can't risk losing a fight.
No, exactly, because your +1 to wound is pretty nasty. That's like, would that +1, you know, if you had a piercing striking orc going, you know, 2-handed maybe, would that stack with the +1?
Yeah.
So essentially, you could be wounding on.
So safest, so 6s, then +1, +2, so 4s.
Yeah.
But then piercing say if you've got defense 6 with a piercing striking orc to strength 4. You wounded on 3s.
Wow, that's pretty nasty.
Yeah.
So all my orcs are now going to be armed with 2-handed weapons.
Yeah, give them all axes as well.
All 2-handed axes. So that's pretty nasty. Interesting, and I'm looking forward to playing with that one. I think it's going to
definitely.
I think it's going to take a bit of finessing, that one. I don't know if I've got the kind of tactical nous to pull it off. I think talented players should be able to do a really, really good job with this one.
I think key with us, don't get trigger happy. I think separating you're gonna want to run with the Uruk. Try not to separate your list, because it's the animosity special rule that is the backbone of this list. Yeah, you probably will struggle against cavalry. Yeah, sorry, because if you play against Rohan, if I was the Rohan player, I'd sit back and shoot you for as long as possible.
Yeah.
Which is going to trigger you into wanting to run your orcs at the Rohan,
Yes.
leaving your orcs behind.
Yeah.
So I think actually Heroic March is going to be crucial in this list.
Yeah. Talking about Uruk-hai bows as well, like they're strength 3, but they're only 18 inches, aren't they?
Yeah, but you can move 4 and shoot.
Yeah, exactly. So that's particularly nasty as well. So would you be tempted to take this as a bit of a shooty list as well, or
They hit on 4s normally, don't they? Uruk-hai?
yeah,
You could do. It's only an extra point, isn't it, for a bow? It depends. I don't see why not.
yeah.
Because the bowman is still an Uruk-hai at the end of the day.
Yeah,
you
yeah.
can still get him in combat
Exactly.
5-4, strength 4.
Yeah, exactly. Obviously, they're down to defense 4, which
Yeah.
is probably the biggest downside. It's quite a low defense army, this, isn't it? So
Yeah.
you're kind of 5s across the board, really, if you take shields on everything. But obviously down to 4 then if you don't take a shield. So yeah, I think there's swings and roundabouts to taking that. But
Definitely.
I'd be interested to play it as well. You could play it as an entirely shooty army. But we'll see. Well, I think that's going to take a bit of play testing for me, but I think that's a very interesting army list. So let's move on to the next one, which is the Wolves of Isengard. So the Wolves of Isengard is basically Sharku and his Warg Riders.
Yeah.
So the army composition is Sharku on Warg, who has access to a shield, Orc Captain on Warg, who has access to Orc Bow and Shield, an Orc Shaman on Warg, Warg Riders, and Wild Wargs.
So it's a quick army.
Very quick. Very limited list. There
is.
isn't a huge amount for you to kind of choose from there, but that kind of could work to its advantage.
Yeah.
What additional rules are there?
So additional rules. A Wolves of Isengard force must always include Sharku. He is treated as a hero of valor in this list, and he is always an army leader.
So he can take up to 15.
Yes, which I suppose actually is a lot better because it means you don't have to fill out on captains then, aren't you? And then friendly models also gain the Isengard keyword.
Mm-hmm.
Additionally, any Orc Shamans in a Wars of Isengard force change their Fury to Mordor Orc. They change it to Isengard Orc.
Okay. So where do you think we'll see the benefit of the Isengard keyword there being on them?
The Fury for the courage checks. I think one thing this army is going to, especially. I was saying before, actually, if you go to a tournament that is very predominantly good versus evil, and you take 2 of each armies, a go-to good army is Return of the King Legendary Legion, because it does so well. It's got the terror. It's anti-evil.
It is, isn't it? Absolutely.
And especially against this list against that is going to need that Fury to charge.
Yes.
Because you want the charge, but you're going to be getting. Oh God, these guys go down to courage 1 against the King of the Dead. Yeah, so you want that Fury. Shamans are probably better than captains in this list.
Yeah, probably. Probably.
Depending on span, Shamans 2 at the most would be best.
Yeah. So there are some special rules. So leader of the pack, Sharku may declare heroic combat each turn without expending might. Good. It's nice.
Yeah, it's a little bow. It gives Sharku something other than just 3 might.
Yes. Yeah, because I
don't think it's game changing because it's still at the end of the day it's still Sharku.
Yeah, because he's strength 4.
Does he fight 4?
I think he might be fight 4. Yeah, one above the normal orc.
Yeah,
so
true.
Yeah, he's fight 4. He does get 3 attacks on the charge, which is something, and obviously would get the knockdowns. But again, I don't think that's game changing. I don't think this Wolves of Isengard list kind of.
There's no anti-hero in this list.
No, there really isn't.
But there is. If it's troops on troops, this is going to chomp through troops.
Yeah. Next one is ambush. In scenarios that use the Maelstrom of Battle special rule, a Wolves of Isengard force may choose to automatically win or lose priority on the first turn. However, if both forces have special rules that allow them to do this, roll the priority as normal. Additionally, models from this force may charge in the same turn in which they enter the board, even if they may not normally be allowed to do so. Should a model entering the board in this manner fail a courage test to charge a Terror Cause model, the model may still move onto the board as normal, but may not charge anything that turn. What do you think of that?
Amazing, but a one-hit wonder.
Yes.
You're only doing it once. The massive thing about that is the first sentence when you can win or lose priority, because that's what basically makes games in Maelstrom. You win or lose on that first roll.
Yeah.
So the fact that you can choose to just be like, no, you go first. That's actually quite terrifying.
Your opponent has to play their hand then, don't they?
Yes, they really do.
They have to show you what they're going to do, and you can then counter that, which is fantastic.
Yeah, you're in your opponent's head straight away. Then.
Yes.
I love mental games, and this is a
which is cool. Now, I don't think there's any other What other rules are there that can make you choose priority? I don't think there are.
I think this is only it. You get the ones that can obviously choose where they come on. Like Lurks can always just be like here.
Yeah.
But you don't get one that just chooses to actually go second or go first, depending on what the army wants.
No, so that's pretty cool. I think being able to charge first turn as well could be quite good. Obviously, it depends where you come on. But in Maelstrom, like there's only 2 out of the 12 I think that are Maelstrom out there. So it is. It's quite a limited. You're not always going to play a Maelstrom scenario in a tournament.
No, if it's random, yeah.
If it's random, you might do, but then some might be pre-picked. So this could be quite situational, I guess. But how many times have you come on and your opponent's got a smaller warband, and you think, I just want to get the drop on them straight away, and being able to charge into them first
and then run off.
Bear in mind, these guys are moving 12 inches as well, so it depends. Even sorry, no, not 12 inches, 10 inches, sorry. They can charge in straight away.
Yeah.
You can take out a small warband pretty early on in the game, and that sometimes has swung it for me when I've taken out a warband really early in the game.
And especially for me, you've got like an Iron Hills Blister, that's gone.
Yeah, exactly.
That's just gone. That's written off then. And the main thing is that you can choose to charge. You don't have to charge.
Yeah.
You can still just run around.
Yeah.
The terror thing's interesting.
Yeah.
You'll have to do a trigger management board.
So even if they fail a terror test, they
just
can still
thinking
move.
For the shaman, like if you bring on a shaman first and pass the courage check, does he count within 6 inches of the models off the board? For the start of their move phase charge a terrifying model. So I think even if you've got a shaman there, you still have to roll the courage checks because they're not within 6. And you can't cast magic off the edge of the board.
That does make sense. Yeah.
But other than that, and the fact that even if you don't want to charge, you could just go 10 inches.
Exactly. 10 inches straight, and that's first turn because normally you have to kind of be. It's from the point of that they come onto the board, isn't it? So that's solid.
Exactly.
I like that. And then the next special rule is Scouts. At the start of the game, after both sides have deployed but before the first priority has been rolled, select up to D6 friendly warrior models in your force. The selected models may immediately make a move as if it were the move phase and then shoot as if it were the shoot phase, if able. During this additional move, the selected models may not move within 1 inch of an enemy model and therefore may not charge. In scenarios where you roll for additional models to arrive, such as those that use reinforcements or Maelstrom of Battle special rule, the selected D6 models may roll to enter the board before the first turn of the game, re-rolling any results that would cause them to not enter the board until they come onto the board. Treat each model as an individual warband. So what's your thoughts on this special rule?
Again, this whole Legion is very gimmicky. It's not game changing, but it's hilarious in the way that there is some auto win scenarios here. In a way that I'm just thinking with the Scouts rule and Maelstrom.
Yes.
Heirlooms.
Oh,
you've got the drop then
on pretty much wherever you want.
You just be like, okay, say if you average D6, you're gonna get 4 models coming on. You can tag 4 objectives before your opponent even comes on. Downside is you're then showing your opponent where he needs to come on. Just for the objectives, but you don't have to pick what you can tag all the objectives ready to roll them all.
Should you need to?
So that's actually quite crucial. The moving forward as well. Seize the prize. Seize the prize.
Exactly, because you're already you're moving 10 inches.
You're set on 12. Move a 10.
You're already on
2 inches away.
2 inches off it.
First turn you've got the prize.
You could march with your auto captain as well, just to get that extra 2 inches.
Yeah, definitely.
So you could be on it straight away.
It's just it's a bit of interesting.
A lot of and I think it'll make your opponent, if they see this, it'll make them really sort of think how they're going to combat it, because I don't think we've seen anything quite like this before. We've not seen this level of manoeuvrability straight off the bat.
That's true.
With any other force or any other legendary legion. So
I in the last legion we just looked at as well, Isengard are probably the quickest army now.
You've
got the quickest troops, and you've got lightning quick cavalry. Recon. This army is something I would not want to join recon, because you're probably going to beat it in combat. At the end of the day, they're still wargs, and they can come on in Maelstrom and smash one warband, but they're still wargs. They're still going to die. But if they win,
because they're fight 3, they are strength 4 because of the warg, which is good. But obviously, because they got that big base size, you can quite crucial. You can quite easily and quite quickly surround them. But I think in things like Reconnoiter, you could have, especially if you're taking wild wargs, you can have quite a huge number for 7 points for something that moves 10 inches. You've got a lot of models that can be moving pretty quick. In recon, I think you've got a lot of killing to do in if you're going to win it.
Yeah, and the fact that the biggest thing is wargs, well, there's a chance they can stay.
Yes, yeah.
So it's quite crucial. Like normally you just kill the rider, the horse goes away, but you
With
could be
these-
looking at twice as many models.
Yeah.
So-
You'd have to be quite unlucky for that to happen, but yeah, absolutely. It's another consideration for you to sort of think about. As I say, will you be playing this at all? Are you...
Personally, I won't.
Yeah.
I don't think for the scout list. I think the scout list has much more dynamics.
Yes.
It's got a lot more killing power. Though I don't think this is a list to underestimate, because as you said, at the end of the day, they're still strength 4. If they win that fight and they've charged, that's 4 attacks to strength 4 on one model that's probably going to die.
Yeah.
The only thing is there is no anti-hero.
Yes,
The only if you play this list, the only thing you can really do is swamp a hero and pray they don't get that 6.
Yeah. You know, I guess with the maneuverability, they've got axe throwing spears.
They do. They do have bows as well. I believe,
They've got bows. You know, hitting on 5. Yeah, they'll be hitting on 5+s or 6s, which isn't great.
No.
But you know, it's still something to sort of consider. Maybe throwing spears on them.
Throwing spears could be really good.
You know, especially if you've got enough of them, you throw enough. You know, you will do.
They're only an extra point as well. So yeah, I would agree. Yeah.
You know, maybe try and arm as many as you can with throwing spears, because it's another opportunity.
That extra, yeah, definitely.
You know, if you can kill an extra 1 model per turn in low number armies, that can make quite a difference.
I would take the throwing spears over the bows, strength 3,
Yeah.
and you don't get the -1 when you charge.
Yeah,
because you've got to be charging.
Yeah.
With this list, so
Yeah.
especially when they can move on and charge.
Yeah.
You could annihilate a warband. So yeah.
So I think the Orc Shaman is probably going to be key to this army as well. Do you think?
Massively. You've only got one hero with a stand fast, really.
Yeah.
You've got your captains, but I think Fury is crucial in the past 2 lists that we've seen.
Yeah.
Especially this list.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. So let's move on to the last Legendary Legion for Isengard, which is the Assault upon Helms Deep. So you're a bit excited about this one as well, aren't you?
I
It's
am,
something that
yeah.
you've been kind of looking at.
It's one that I've got all built up, ready to paint. I haven't touched it yet, and I'm dreading it because I've only got 2 months. I'm planning on taking this to the GT.
I didn't want to say that in case like your opponents were like, you know, it's fine.
They'll be like, oh, Cal's not taking Iron Hills.
Yeah, that'll throw everyone.
Yeah. Still got a blister though, so you know. I'm
Well,
not really
yeah, exactly. It's the same army basically, isn't it? You
Yeah.
know, high defense, strength 4, ballista.
God, I'm like an open book. aren't I?
Exactly.
Just-
Yeah. So this is to represent the army outside Helms Deep, and I just want to say that I think the designers have done a fantastic job on this.
Beautiful. This
It's when me and Steve have been talking about what we'd like to see from War in Rohan, I was always saying I'd like to see an Uruk-hai captain that is defense 7, 3 attacks, 3 wounds, like like a proper captain, if that makes sense.
one that'd be worthy to lead 10,000 Uruks.
Yeah, exactly. And I was thinking, will it be a named captain? And when I saw that it wasn't a named captain, I was a bit like, oh, there's no Uruk-hai captains. But then this fills that niche that I was looking for so well, without giving, because it always, when you look at that horde of Uruk-hai, they're all quite faceless, aren't they? There's not one that you think he's the leader. The only one that I thought was the guy that's on top of the rock. That's kind of like, roaring.
But he doesn't do anything after that.
But you don't see him after that, so he's not really a named character.
There's no warrant for
a made-up name.
Yeah, a captain doesn't do anything at Helm's Deep, is it? It's the army itself that just chews through them.
Exactly.
And this does show that.
Exactly.
It's endless Uruk-hai, just killing things.
Does it really well. So the army composition is an Uruk-hai captain, access to all the toys, Uruk-hai shaman, Uruk-hai warriors, an Isengard troll, which can take the wardroom for free, which is a little bonus.
I didn't see that. Yeah,
which is quite cool.
That is actually quite a game trick.
You've got Uruk-hai berserkers, Uruk-hai demolition teams, and Isengard assault ballista. So a few different little bits and toys to go with there. What additional rules are there?
So additional rules, there is only one, and it says an assault upon Helm's Deep force must have an Uruk-hai captain as its leader.
So initially you notice that there are no named heroes in this whatsoever, which obviously again goes back to what we were saying earlier about how this looks in the films. Yeah. So special rule wise, you've got you do not know pain, you do not know fear. Friendly Isengard models do not start to take courage tests for being broken until at least 66% of the forces models have been removed as casualties, which is the same as the current Isengard special rule, which is great. That's fantastic, especially the way I think you'll build this is kind of a bit of a horde, so you will have quite
that's
big
the only
numbers
way really to
anyway.
go. Yeah.
So you're not taking those courage checks until a little bit later on.
The only thing I thought when I first actually opened this book, and before I actually read the paragraph and saw you do not know pain, I generally thought the entire army was going to get that Berserker 6+.
Oh, that would be
generally,
really nasty.
Because they've been told, sack Helms Deep, doesn't matter, just keep going. I generally thought they were just going to...
That would be amazing. That would have been... I think that would have been OP, though. Well, it's what, 1 in 6, so...
defense 6.
Yeah.
It could have been
pretty nasty.
But again, there's no heroes to really back it up with. But,
no. You've got commander of the Urukai. The Urukai captain chosen as your leader increases their attacks and wound characteristics to 3 each.
So is what you wanted?
Is exactly what I wanted, and I think this that ticks that box so well for me.
And he's not to be underestimated as well. He's still fight 5, strength 5.
Yeah,
he'll just put him against 2 troops a turn, and he should just slowly chop through him.
In the last edition, before the heroics were kind of divvied up between kind of different heroes and stuff, the unnamed captains were kind of my go-to for Isengard as heroes, because although they only got 2 might, they were still strength 5. But they also had
evil captains,
and they had defense 7. Which is really not to be underestimated. They're
they
quite
could strike back then as well.
Yeah, exactly. They could strike. You could do all the heroics with them. Whereas now, obviously, it's with the latest. I say the latest edition. It's been out for about 18 months now, isn't it? It's still the latest edition. You could, now everybody's got their own different heroic strikes and things. It's kind of made you think now. Actually, I do need to take some other captains. So it's
a nice mix.
Yeah, I think with this though, you are going to come. You've got no big heroes, so big heroes that can strike. So you've got nothing to come up against other heroes. But there are other ways of kind of dealing with those, which we'll discuss in a bit. What's the next special rule?
The next one is the Isengard Hordes. So hero models from this force increase the number of models they can include in their warband by 6.
So that's up to 18.
Which again is crucial because you're not going to be taking that many heroes in this list.
No,
because then you've got obviously your main captain for 3 attacks, 3 wounds, but there's no point in spamming captains. Well, personally, I don't see that. I'm personally going to want to spam as many Isengard troops as possible.
Yes.
Get as many crossbows in this list as well.
Yes,
crossbows
absolutely.
I think will be crucial.
Yeah. And then the last one is break the walls. Isengard ballista from this army list may reroll to hit and scatter rolls during the shoot phase. Additionally, whenever a demolition charge from your army is detonated, you may reroll 2 dice rather than 1 and pick either result.
Yeah.
So it's just making those 2 things just a little bit more reliable.
Yeah, definitely. I think they're auto include in this list as well.
Fair enough. So from the ballista, that only hits 1 target, doesn't it?
It does. I can't remember off the top of my head. It hits it, flings it back, knocks. Kind of like a hurl.
It is, yes.
Yeah.
The old school hurl.
Yes.
So it kind of, if you can get the right line from it, it can be quite devastating. That
especially if you're playing like in a fluffy game.
Yeah.
Say if you are recreating the films, if you've got Aragorn, Gandalf, or Erkenbrand or Aemon running at you, and you could just hit them off their horse.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, the crucial thing for the blister is it's only 65 points.
Yeah, it is really.
It's just
plus you're getting.
Why not?
Are you getting 3
crew? One of them's a captain, or one of them's obviously the veteran of 111.
So actually, you're not really paying an awful lot for the ballista then when you consider that you're taking
extra rule.
When you're taking that. So as you say, it is almost an auto include.
And it's that threat again. It's that mental threat of there is a siege engine there that there's not much you can do about it, especially in a pitched game.
Yeah,
where you set up on either board edge,
and it's kind of
that shooting it.
Yeah, exactly. And because they're evil, they can shoot into combat as well. I'm guessing.
Yes. They could.
So you could, if you wanted to. It might be worth it for you.
Yeah, you'd be like, I'll charge in there just so I don't get shot, and then they're probably going to.
But the thing is, even if it shoots that combat, if you hit yourself, chances are, if you hit it from the right direction, you'll be knocking your opponent over anyway.
And if you are playing Rohan, you're knocking them off the horses.
So win really. And then obviously the bombs as well. I had a game using this Legendary Legion, and I used the bomb in that. It was quite devastating when it went
bombs
off.
are amazing.
I think it's about getting them into the right position at the right time, and obviously just getting that not necessarily a reroll, but you may roll 2 dice and pick either result. So obviously it just again makes
it's going off.
It's making sure that it is that little bit more reliable, because I think anything but a 1 really is what you want to see. I think
2 dice, double 1 does happen. It happens more than we'd like to admit. But hopefully it's going to go off, and I think I think the bombs you need a courage check to do it, but you've got
Yes.
your shaman there.
Yeah, you got shaman. Plus you know
you always get a berserker as well with the demolition
yeah,
team.
which I think it comes with two
guys
carrier
and
dice and a berserker with a flaming brand. So
Who's
as long
courage
as
7.
yeah, so he's not failing,
No.
and with the brand it is always going off as well. So
Yes, and it's an extra point to upgrade the other 2 guys.
yes,
which you may as well do.
I think is definitely worth doing.
Just in case you go against a Legolas that does actually successfully snipe the berserker this time, unlike in the movie.
Yeah, and you know, again going up against Rohan with this, they've got a lot of shooting. So
they do.
Your berserker and the two guys with flame brands are probably going to be a target priority to make sure that bomb, because once you don't have any of those guys, it becomes a lot more difficult to set the bomb off, because they have to pass courage checks, and then they have to roll a 6, I think, on the
without the brand. Yeah, they have to kind of like desperate detonation.
So it makes it that much more difficult, and actually to get that, I worked out the odds of it, but it is very, very difficult to do that.
Yeah, and to get now you get the extra 2, it's going off, and we were discussing this before actually. A lot of people are going to go for the big heroes, and this is this list's answer to a big hero, like Aragorn or something. If you do get a 6 on it, you get that 2d6.
Yeah,
and I believe this is the only thing that happens before fate.
Yes,
or after fate or something. So, or they do the wounds, and it's not just one fate point will stop all the wounds. They take that many wounds.
Yeah,
because it says the model takes this many wounds.
So you know, when I played against this, I killed Gandalf with the bomb. I killed Erkenbrand, I think, and I think Aemma down to 1 wound and took him off his horse. So it was like
horses are instantly gone.
Yeah, because they were only 1 wound, so they're instantly gone. They take at least 1 wound. So
but you can do as well, like don't be scared of just, if you've got a shield wall in front of you, just throw it at the shield wall. Remove 12, 15 guys from the board in 1 hit.
Because thing is, I think
and then you've got the number advantage.
The bomb is 80 points. So actually, do you know what? With the bomb, you know, I think it's got a 2-inch radius off the top of my head.
2 inches, yeah. If you could, most battles end up being one big mosh pit in the middle, don't they?
Yeah.
If you get a bomb in the middle of there, try and limit your losses. Yeah. It's making its points back by you can break an army in one blow up
in one fell swoop. Just take half the army off the table, which could be quite devastating.
Yeah. And all the heroes are captains, which means you've got the march to get it there.
Yeah.
Also, Troll has a drum now.
Yes.
For free, which I didn't notice before. So that actually does weigh up taking a Troll more.
Yeah.
Because that's also another answer to a big hero.
Yeah. 110 points, so it's not cheap.
No. It does have an extra defense though, doesn't it?
Yes, he's defense 8. Yeah. I think he swaps the shield for the drum, so he's down to defense 7.
Ah, yes, he does.
So I don't quite know whether you'd want to go for the defense 8 as your anti. It depends.
I think because the drum's free, you go for it.
Yeah, makes sense.
Just get that army up there quick. Get that bomb there quicker.
Yeah. So, as you know, you've already said you've kind of been looking at this sort of list. What points value have you been looking at?
Because I'm taking it to GT, I've been looking at 700 points.
Mm-hmm. So what's your kind of build? Do you think you're going to see for this?
Well, because it's the GT, and I'm going fluffy. I'm trying to, because my good army is obviously the Helms Deep as well. I've just tried to go for what is in the movie. So I haven't got a troll. Even though I probably would actually look at taking a troll in a more competitive play. Yeah. But I'm taking 2 captains, obviously one of the beefy one. I'm taking a shaman for that courage.
Yes.
Because I know that this army is hard to break, but in case it does, or in case it does go against something terrifying,
you want to be able to get in, don't you?
Exactly.
And there is
Fury's crucial.
There is a huge amount of terrifying stuff out there these days.
There really is. Yeah, everything causes terror now.
And you know, you've got cheap casters that can. Is it Aura of Dismay?
Kurdan is.
Kurdan.
Yeah, he's the go-to nightmare.
Yeah. He's a bit horrible, especially for low. You know, even though these guys are, I think the courage 3, captain's courage 4, it's still relatively low courage, really. You know, they're it's average, isn't it? Yeah. So you're taking 2 captains and you're maxing out their warbands.
I haven't done into war, but I think it's 2 captains, a shaman. I think it's about 27 guys. I can't actually remember what's on the list. But effectively, it's 2 captains, a shaman, a ballista, a bomb, 3 berserkers. Yeah. And then the rest just troops and fill. And for every 3rd guy, I'm taking a crossbow. Yeah, because crossbows are so good. And I think in this list it does have 8 or 9 crossbows in there, so it is around 27, 28 troops, guys.
9 crossbows. The only time I've ever beaten an Iron Hills army was when I took a load of crossbows.
Just shoot them down.
Just shoot them at strength 4, and I needed to.
It will wear things out.
Exactly.
Definitely.
You know, they're hitting on 4+ because they're not moving.
Yeah.
That's one thing about crossbows. That is, it doesn't limit your maneuverability.
It does.
But yeah, having 9 of them, you know, you can do some damage before the lines even hit, and then when
really is good.
you know, you can be shooting people off objectives. So yeah, I think crossbows are particularly good.
Yeah.
And in terms of pikes and shields, what would be your?
I think I generally gone for a 1-1 mix. I've got 3 troops. It's one of everything.
Yeah.
Just to really bulk out this, because again, I'm not really going for the whole. I'm going for the most. It looks like the movie.
Yeah.
And I'm really trying to go for that. So I want. We all have seen the movie where it's just a sea of pikes.
Yes.
I'm trying to get that look in. Pikes as well are good if you really need to back it up as well. If you are in a tight space, you're getting those 3 attacks in. And they're defense 5, I think, with a bike, aren't they?
Yeah, they are.
Shields, they're still pretty sturdy.
They're reasonable. How about berserkers? I know you said you're taking 3 in the list. Would you take more, or do you think it would be best to kind of max out on troops? Shall we say?
Personally, I think max out on troops. Berserkers are good. They are. I've seen obviously berserker spam can be terrifying, but they're only defense 5 now.
Yes.
So strength 3 is going to kill them a lot easier.
Yeah.
And they are 15 points.
Yeah.
So for like 3 berserkers, you can get. 2 berserkers, you get 3 orcs.
Yeah.
And I just think to actually maximise on the you do not know pain, you do not know fear special rule.
Yes,
66% breakpoint. Really give your opponent something to get. They really have to do quite a lot of work to get you to 66%.
Yeah. Plus, you know, if you're going to try and max out on crossbows, again, it gives you that extra chance of getting an extra crossbow in.
Definitely,
which makes the difference.
I think crossbows are going to be crucial in this to give you that extra firepower if you do play against a Rohirrim army that's going to try and stay away from you because you've got that bomb. Yeah, it's going to be a risk because they got 9 crossbow shots.
Yeah, I think,
and a ballista. Don't forget the ballista is really good.
Yeah, I think, you know, there's a few things to look at here. You know, people always sort of say, you know, about the shooting, what, you know, and you know, you want to be able to make sure that you're not just wasting time shooting when you want to be getting in. Now the crossbows are, you know, the Rohirrim are hitting on 4+ if they don't move, aren't they? Yes. The Uruk-hai hitting on 4+ if they don't move. You're hitting a lot harder. Yeah. And you've got the same defense. So strength 2 bows against defense 5 needing 6s. You know, your strength 4 versus their defense 5s is needing 5s. Yeah. So you're wounding twice as often as they're wounding you.
And even if you just kill horses,
exactly, it's something. It makes them that much less deadly. So I think, you know, if you provide you've got the numbers there, generally you should be able to whittle at least a few down. And if the shooting wall doesn't go your way, then that's when you start marching in towards them, using the drum if you've taken it to try and get towards them as quickly as possible.
No, definitely. And I think what's really good with these lists is they do represent the movie really well.
Yes, they do.
And I do believe, I think you said before, you've discussed the AMR Legion that comes in. I do think that, I personally think that list would cane this one.
Oh yeah,
because Gandalf with blinding light, and he can just make that bomb go that way.
When I played it, that's exactly what happened. Like I wasn't gonna win the shooting war, so I had to get in their face. I had to use the bomb, and I had to kill my leader at the same time just to try and even the.
Gandalf's got domination on that board, hasn't he?
Yeah,
he's got control.
Plus, you know, I know we've already discussed it, but the -1, it's like the shade effect basically across the entire table.
Yeah.
It's horrible. It's really, really horrible. And you know, you do have the fight value with these guys generally because they're fight 4 versus the fight 3 of the Rohirrim. But when you've got that -1 to your dual roll,
it's only for one turn, isn't it?
It's only for one turn. But do you know what? If you hit hard first turn with that, it absolutely destroys it. But yeah, I'm quite excited about this one as well. It's one that I want to play test a little bit more.
I think a lot of people are taking this.
I think the bombs are a huge threat, and I think it's a bit of an unknown at the moment because not that many people have played the bombs.
No, I can only think of 2 players.
Yeah, and I think it's something that, again, when you plonk that down on the table, people are going to be like, I'm terrified of the bombs. Yeah. And it's that psychological kind of deterrent. So in this list, you've got a couple of two psychological things. You've got the ballista, plus you've got the demolition team, which are 2 things that your opponent's worried about. So A, they're going to want to get up close and personal straight away.
Yeah,
and B,
definitely.
You've got that bomb
you
to
don't
deal
want to
with
get
them
too close,
because that bomb will go off.
But I do generally, I know I've said it before, I think the bomb, don't try and get too bogged down. Oh, they got a big hero, let's put the bomb there.
Yeah.
I generally think you can
take
remove
out
troops
what you can, like when you can with it. Because as I said earlier, when I played with it, you know, the 2 guys with the brand were taken out, so the two carriers, and it was the Berserker left, and it was just like a kind of a Hail Mary. I had to set it off that turn, otherwise it wasn't being used. So yeah, it was the only time that I had to use it. So use it as and when you can, because if those guys go, the reliability of the bomb just disappears.
And if you can get rid of 10 guys,
worth it.
Yeah, 100%.
Worth it. All day, every day.
Leaves a hole for your troops to run through.
Exactly, and then you've got the numbers advantage. Blah blah blah. It kind of leads on from there. So I think we've discussed these 3 legendary legions to death, and I think we've kind of covered them off in quite a lot of detail there.
Yeah, definitely.
So guys, thank you so much for watching. Thanks for joining myself and Cal today. If you want to support the channel, make sure you're checking out the links in the description below. We've got links to our social media accounts, we've got links to our Element Games affiliate account, we've got links to our Patreon, and as I said, all the social media and things as well, so go and check those out. As I said, thanks for watching guys. I've been Top Table Ben, and you've been
Cal.
thanks for joining us, and we'll see you guys in the next video.